you think of the testimony and the cross-examination of Lieutenant Zimmerman? After all, here is a senior member, the most senior member of the Minneapolis Police Department, saying that what Derek Chauvin did was totally unnecessary, following testimony from bystanders and paramedics along the same line. There's a cumulative effect, isn't there?
I can tell you one thing, that this witness lost some credibility. I mean, initially he may have been strong, but he seems very biased, and that's the way he came across to me. Eric Nelson did a great job. He almost testified for him. I mean, you could see he was asking him the questions, and all he was saying were yeses and nos. Literally, I mean, the defense counsel, which is the way to lead a witness and do a great cross-examination, was getting him to agree on a number of points. But the best part is the way he started and basically downplaying his experience. He got him to admit that he had not really been a patrol officer for decades and doesn't have the same experience, at least currently. He may have had it initially, but he's been a little out of touch. In addition, he's not an expert in use of force. He's just a student. The bottom line is he's not the expert. He's not the one who should be testifying about whether this is or has the expertise to testify about, is this the right way to handle it or not? Is this necessary for use of force or not? It's his opinion as an officer, but that's about it. Even though he's a senior officer, again, he really came across as being a little out of touch as far as what's going on the streets. And his training is probably the same as Derek Chauvin's, their annual training that they get. But he lost credibility in my eyes when on redirect, he said, what happens with the crowd shouldn't impact what the officers are doing and their decision-making. To me, that just made no sense. How can you say that? Of course, what is happening with the crowd is going to have an impact on the officers' split decision-making. I mean, they're making decisions based on what is happening on the ground. And Eric Nelson scored a good point when he got this witness to admit that the cameras are not going to capture everything. The decision-making here, the decision-making involved by an officer takes into account circumstances that are not captured by the cameras. And Zimmerman admitted that. So he could say all he wants after that, saying, you know, I didn't see him move. I didn't see, well, you know what? The camera doesn't capture everything. So it's easy for you to sit there in a comfortable chair and in hindsight say all the things that you want to say. But the officers on the ground are experiencing something else and are collecting a lot and gathering a lot more information that you could ever see on the camera.
Exactly. It starts to give us